Good morning, friends. Welcome to my channel. Today start Salesforce Admin intro questions. So senior level admin questions. So very important video. Start the questions. First question. What are some of great strength as a Salesforce admin? Example, my great strength as a Salesforce admin are my problem solving skills and attentions to details. I'm always looking for ways to improve process and make them more efficient. For example, last year I noticed that our sales team was having trouble finding informations about customers in our the database. After some research, I realized we could improve the search function to make it easier for our the salespeople to find the information they needs. Next question. Are you comfortable working with variety of software program? Yes. Example, I am very comfortable working with a variety of software program. I have been working with Salesforce for the past 5 years, but I also have experience with other popular cloud-based applications such as a Microsoft Office 365, Google Document, and Dropbox. In my previous role as a senior admin, I was responsible for managing the company's entire IT infrastructures, which included managing multiple software programs. Next question. How would you go about training new employees on how to use Salesforce? Example, I would start by explaining the because basic of the platform, such as how to create a records, navigate the interface, and use common features like report and dashboards. Then I would show them how to create their one user's account and access the system remotely. Next, I would show them how to create and manage accounts, contacts, lead, and opportunity in order to get them started with basic sales tasks. Finally, I would give them some times to practice on their one before checking in with them again. Next questions. Describe a time when you had to troubleshoot an issue in a Salesforce database. Example, I recently had to troubleshoot an issue in a Salesforce database for a client. The issue was that the sales team was unable to access certain records in the system. After some investigations, I determined that the problem was related to permission on the records. I fixed the permission issue and then tested the system to make sure everything was working properly. Next questions. What do you think are the biggest challenges of the being a Salesforce admin? Example, I think one of the biggest challenges of the being a Salesforce admin is having to learn new things. Consistency as the platform evolve, so do the features, which means I need to stay up to date on these changes. Another challenges is managing the multiple users who are all using the system differently. For example, one user might want to use and features, while another want to use. I need to make sure everyone has access to another one to the users around on others. I need to make sure everyone has access to what they need. Will also the ensuring that is security protocol are the follows. Next question. There is a bug in the software that is causing problem for users. How do you handle it? Example, when I encounters a bugs in the software, my first priority is to identify and fix it as quickly as possible. To do this, I use my experience with Salesforce to determine what case the issue and find of the effective solutions. Once I have resolved the bugs, I will then access any damage it might have case and develop and plan to prevent similar issue in the futures. Next question. How often do you perform database backup? Example, I understand the importance of the performing regular database backup in order to ensure data security and availability. In my current role as a senior Salesforce admin. I have been responsible for creating and managing weekly backup of our the organization. Each Salesforce intense. This process include creating backup script that are executed on a weekly basis, allowing me to ensure that all relevant data is safely stored in case of any in-person issue. Next question. What do you think are the most important qualities for a successful Salesforce admin? So example, I think the most important qualities for a successful Salesforce admin are attention to details, problem solving, ability, and communication skills. Next questions. Which Salesforce features do you enjoy using the most? Example, I really enjoy using the Salesforce Lightning compounds builders because it allow me to create a custom compounds that can be used reuse, thought out the applications. These features save me a lot of time because I don't have to code each compounds from the scratch every times I need one. I also enjoy using the Salesforce platform as a service pass because it allows me to deploy the application quickly without having to worry about the infrastructures. Next questions. We want to improve our data analyst capability. If you were hired, what would you be the first step you would take to achieve this? For example, if I were hired, the first step I would take to improve data analyst capability is to create a centralized system for storing and accessing access all of our Salesforce data. I would set up separate database within the Salesforce where the all of our the data cloud be stored and accessed by other users within the organization. This will allow everyone to access the same information at any times, which will make it easier to make the decision based on the data. Next question. When working with the large amounts of data, what is your purpose for ensuring accuracy? Example, when working with large amount of data, I always start by creating a comprehensive list of all the information I need to collect. This help me stay organized and ensure that I am not missing any important details. Next, I create a separate spreadsheet for each type of information so that I can easily short thought it. Finally, I review each spreadsheet thoughtfully to make sure that all of the informations is accurate. This process allow me to ensure that all data is accurate and up to date. Next question. Do you have any experience working with Apex triggers? Yes. Example. I have extensive experience working with the Apex triggers in my current role as a senior Salesforce admin. I am the responsible for the maintaining and deploying all aspect of company is Salesforce intact. This include creating and maintaining the Apex triggers to ensure that all business processes are automated efficiently and effectively. Next question. How well do you communicate with other IT professionals? For example, I have always enjoyed working with other IT professionals because I find it helpful to have someone is perspective on the problems. In my previous role. I work with a teams of developers who were creating an app for the salespeople. The sales people, the developers had questions about how to best use certain the features in Salesforce. So I sat down with them and explained how each features work. These help me learn more about the development process and give the developers the information they needed to the finish it the project. Next question. What would you do if you notice that company employees were not following the Salesforce workflow correctly? For example, if I notice employees were not following the Salesforce working correctly, I would first try to educate them on the correct procedure. If they still were not able to follow it, I would create a custom reports in Salesforce that would notify when they were doing something wrong. This way, they would be able to see there is mistake rightly and correct it. Next question. If higher, what would be your the priorities as a Salesforce admin? For example, my top priority as a Salesforce admin would be ensure that all users have access to the system and can use if effectively. I would also make sure that all data is secure and protected from unauthorized access. Another priority of mine would be to maintain the system by keeping up to date with any changes of the or update. Next question. Add a slide title. What make you a good fit this role? For example, I am a good fit for this role because I have 5 years of experience working with the Salesforce and I am similar with all the aspect of the problems. I have worked on the package project with both large and small companies, so I understand the challenges of implementing Salesforce for big business of all size. In my privileged position, I was responsible for the managing a team of 5 or others. I mean, so I am the comfortable with the was saying teams of the employees. Next question. Provide an example of the time when you use your the problem solving skills to find the solution to the default difficult issue. For example, in my last role as a senior Salesforce admin, was tasked with the creating a new user's account for clients. When I enter the information, if it did not appear correctly in the system, after troubleshooting the issue, I realized that the problem was with the client is email server. I connected the IT teams as the company so get more information about their server configuration so I could priority configure the Salesforce accounts. Next question, what is your the experience with data migration? For example, in my last role, I was responsible for the migrating all over the customer records from on CRM system to the Salesforce.coms. This process took the several the week because we had to the ensure that no information was lost during the transfer. To ensure the accuracy, I work with my teams to the create a checklist of the step we needed to take the before and after the migrations. This helps use track our the progress and ensure that we meet our the deadlines. Next question. How would you handle a situation where a company Salesforce database was corrupted? For example, in my the last role of the senior Salesforce admin, I encountered a situation where the company is entire the Salesforce database was corrupted. The company was in the middle of the important marketing campaign, so I had to act quickly. First, I break up of all of the data so that we cloud restore if needed. Then I work with my teams to determine was case the corrupt corruptions corrupted corrupt of fixed and issue. Finally, we restore the backup data to ensure that no information was the lost. Next questions. Describe your the experience with the Salesforce community. For example, Salesforce the community are the online the forums where user can ask questions, share the knowledge, and collaborate with the others users. They are excellent resource for the learning more about the platform and finding solutions to the common issue. In my current roles as a senior Salesforce admin positions, I have active practice in several different the communicate. I find that they are a great way to the connect with other professionals who are also using the Salesforce. So thank you so much. Very important video in Salesforce admin job roles. Please like, share and comment. Thank you. Bye friends.